Let's look at the options right now. Yesterday we were showing you Tower 22. That's the intersection where Jordan, Syria, and Iraq meet. That's where that drone struck over the weekend with these 3 dead U.S. soldiers, reservists from the state of Georgia. Remember in all of this now, okay, Iran is the nexus to so much of which is operating over multiple countries. They can take this line into Hezbollah in Beirut, Lebanon. They can take a line into Hamas here in Gaza. They can take a line into the West Bank and again pose another threat to Israel there on the banks of the Jordan River. The question for the U.S. right now is, what do you do? Essentially, there are 4 options of the commander-in-chief, and I'll lay them out for you. You could do a direct strike on Iran. That's never happened before. American leadership's been resident for 40, 50 years to do something like that. You could hit the proxies here in Iraq and in Syria. That is something that perhaps is under consideration now, especially when you consider the drone strike about a week ago in Baghdad. Let me clear this off and advance one time. Since October 17th, here we are, folks, up to 165 attacks on U.S. forces in eastern Syria or anywhere in the country of Iraq. The other options are here on the table. There's a lot of firepower in this region. The U.S. military has built itself up in part because of what the Houthis are doing in Yemen. So here's Iran again, okay? We've got forces around the Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, the Gulf of Aden right down that a small little opening there that allows ships to transit through the Red Sea. And I'll just point out here, well, you could take action against Iranian ships at sea. It's been done before. Look what Ronald Reagan did some 40, 50 years ago. So that's what we set up to bring in Senator Cotton to join us today. And, sir, thank you for your time. When Dana and I were on the program yesterday, this is what former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said about Iran and war.
It's pretty clear that the Biden administration's policies have resulted in a huge conflagration. I hear people talking about whether we're going to end up at war with Iran. I can assure you the Iranians are at war with the United States today. They've now killed American servicemen, these 3 certainly in these past days.
And so my guess is you agree with him. I've laid out the scenarios. Which option do we choose?
Bill, you laid out 4 options for how we could retaliate against Iran. I'd add a 5th, which is all of the above. There has to be devastating military retaliation for the targeting of American troops in Jordan, a friendly nation, across international borders, leaving 3 dead Americans and more than 3 dozen wounded. And some of those, Bill, are in grave, critical condition as well. This is not an anomaly for Iran. This is what they've been doing for 45 years, but they have amped it up under Joe Biden and before him Barack Obama, because the Obama-Biden foreign policy has been one of appeasement and conciliation. We have to totally reverse that policy, starting with retaliatory strikes right now and continuing beyond that to ensure that we're no longer trying to bribe the Ayatollahs with billions of dollars. We're not looking the other way whenever they cheat on sanctions, and we're certainly not going to tolerate even the slightest provocation against our troops in the Middle East. Anything else will simply invite more attacks.
Senator David Ignatius is a columnist, of course, for the Washington Post, writes a lot about foreign policy. He references you and Senator Cornyn talking about calls for reaction, and he says that this is calling for irresponsible actions without bearing responsibility for the outcome is a senatorial perk. What would you say is actually irresponsible in this situation?
What's irresponsible is 11 years of the Obama-Biden foreign policy towards Iran, of trying to appease, coddle, and conciliate Ayatollahs who still chant to this day death to America and death to Israel. That's why we have all these attacks on Americans. Bill, you laid out the more than 160 attacks since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. But it didn't start because of that October 7th atrocity. There were more than 100 attacks against Americans since Joe Biden took office before October 7th. How many times did we retaliate? Something like 4 or 5. Almost every case against empty buildings or warehouses in the middle of nowhere. Again, that simply emboldened Iran and its proxies throughout the Middle East to continue these attacks. That's the height of irresponsibility, a cowardly, sniveling policy that led our troops as sitting ducks in a region because the commander-in-chief would not take action to protect them.
Last point here. When we hit the Houthis in Yemen, apparently they knew it was coming, or at least their leadership did, and they scattered. that could happen again.
Yeah, because again, it's a consequence of Joe Biden's policy of fear and appeasement and conciliation. Just like with Ukraine and before that in Afghanistan, he's scared of his own shadow. He keeps worrying about escalation. What we saw over the weekend was a massive escalation by Iran. The only way to solve that threat is to directly target Iran's terrorist forces throughout the region and in Iran itself to make it clear we will never tolerate the deaths of our fellow Americans.
Sir, one last question from me. Do you think Biden has the authority he needs to take the action that he may or may not take, or would you like to see some congressional involvement?
No, I believe the president always has the inherent constitutional authority to use our military, to defend our troops, to retaliate for attacks on our troops, and to protect America's interests. That's central to the president's commander-in-chief power. What I question is whether Joe Biden is worthy of wielding that power because he has not protected our troops or advanced our interests in the region for 3 years. He's left them as sitting ducks, refusing to strike back whenever we are struck. That's my major concern.
We await the response. Thank you, Senator. Tom Cotton with us out of Arkansas today. He says all of the above on the options out there. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.